Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I felt compelled to share a message today to everybody in Facebook here that is a follower of the Messiah. This is directed to anyone who is a follower of the Messiah, and I just felt compelled to share this today. But you know that God has promised us eternal salvation through His Son, Yeshua. But one of the things that we're taught in His Word is that we must endure all things, and that we must come to Him through prayer and supplication. So to endure all things, meaning that we're all going to have trials in our lives. We're all going through things, whether it's with our health, with our families, financial situations. There's so many different things that we have going on. And you know, many times we feel like we're alone, or you may feel that you're alone. You may feel that there's no way out. You may feel that sometimes it just feels like it's just the end of the world, whatever you're going through. And I just want to encourage you today that if you are a follower of the Messiah in obedience to Him, that He won't forsake you. God will never forsake you, no matter what you're going through. Remember the story of Job, of everything that he went through, the loss that he endured, his family, himself, and God did not forsake him. As a matter of fact, Job worshiped and blessed the Lord in the midst of his trials. And I would encourage you today as well, that whatever you're going through, that to worship and to bless the Lord in the midst of your trial. You know, it's a fact that everybody, all of us, 100% of us, at one point will experience death. We will all pass away. But the good news is that those that are born twice will only experience one death. And death really is just, it's temporary. In fact, the Bible speaks of death as sleep. We're not conscious, and then the next thing that we know after we've experienced death is the resurrection when our Messiah returns. Our hope. And when we are with Him, we'll never experience death again. There'll be no more tears, no more pain, no more sorrow. All the former things will have passed away. And that's our hope, and that's what we look forward to as believers and followers of the Messiah. That is our hope, not the things of this world. Everything in this world will fade away. It'll fade. It'll fail us at one point, including our bodies. So not even death should dismay us, or anything else that's going on in your life. So as I was saying, those that are believers in the Messiah, and we are born twice, once through our mother's womb and once through the Spirit. So if you are born twice, you will only experience death once. As the Bible says that all men are appointed once to die, then comes the judgment. So if you're a believer and you're following the Messiah, then you are born twice and you will experience one death. The flip side of that is, and this is for those that are listening to this that may not be followers of the Messiah, may not be following God in obedience to Him, that if we're only born once through our mother's womb, then we will experience two deaths. The physical death from this body that we're all appointed to, and then the second death, which is the lake of fire. And so that's a message to those that, as I said, may not be following the Messiah right now, that you don't want to go that path. So we must be born twice. So again, this message is to encourage you to continue steadfast. Yeshua said that those who endure to the end shall be saved. Those who endure to the end shall be saved. I'll remind you of the story of when God brought his people out of the land of Egypt, that they had to shed the blood of a perfect lamb over the doorpost to escape death. Death passed over those who had the blood of the lamb over their doorpost. God protected them. They were redeemed. They were brought out of slavery, out of sin. God brought them through the Red Sea, parted the Red Sea through Moses, and he provided for them through the manna that he provided that from heaven, the water from the rock, everything they needed, God provided for them. They lacked nothing. And the end goal, the promise for them was they endured through the wilderness. They would receive the promise, which would be the promise that was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the land promise, and peace and rest. That was the promise. In fact, in Hebrews it says that the same gospel that was preached to them is preached to us. So God is preaching to you today that you do have a rest. You do have a Shabbat that is waiting for you when our Messiah returns. Joshua was not able to take him into the land and get rest. But one is coming, Yeshua, who will take us to the land and we will receive our rest. So he brought them out, he redeemed them, yet some, if you recall the story, did not endure to the end. In fact, an entire generation died in the wilderness. They did not receive the land promise. They did not make it into the land promise because of their disobedience. So once we become believers, we become followers of the Messiah, we are called to endure to the end. That means going through any of the trials and relying on our Creator to provide all these things for us. He will take care of you. He will give you comfort. He will give you peace, and he will give you joy. Don't rely on the things of this world. Don't rely on man or anything else of this world to give you joy, to give you peace and comfort, because it may last for a while, but it's not everlasting. It will fade away. The only thing that will endure, the only thing that will get you through these trials and tribulations is our reliance on our Creator. So I pray that this message blesses you. I love you all. I wish you peace on this day of rest. This day, the Shabbat, just as a side note, is as a reminder. It's supposed to be a reminder for us that rest that I just spoke about still awaits for us. Read Hebrews chapters 3 and chapters 4. It'll speak of this. There is a Shabbat that still remains for God's people when the Messiah returns. And so we remember this every single week on this day. Friday night at sundown and Saturday night at sundown is a day for us to remember this rest. It's a weekly reminder of what's to come. So God bless you all. Love you. Shabbat Shalom.